Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always such a fun ride. You can find us syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast now on the newscasters.com. Continue sending emails as well, Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. And we're, again, on all the social media sites, facebook.com/DFiesel, the whole works. Thank you so much for your emails. I have AP Steadham with me right now. He is our sports guy. He's always on the go. And he's got exclusive coverage of the SEC. And I'm telling you, folks are sending emails as well with Clemson and South Carolina and even North Carolina. I mean, we're getting all those folks up this way. So you're going to have to really extend yourself and go worldwide, AP, as if you haven't already.
Yeah, we're going to be on the road, Don. I think it's 15 straight weeks. And this particular weekend, my first SEC game, and I guess we can mention this, is South Carolina and Virginia Tech at a neutral site in Atlanta at the Chick-fil-A Classic. And that's on the Sunday afternoon game, Don. That's on the 31st. So South Carolina with Lenora Sellers and company trying to make another leap in the program. They were successful last year, on the cusp, to being one of those 12 teams in the college football playoff. They have Dylan Stewart on the edge, great defensive edge rusher for South Carolina. So Virginia Tech, big storyline there, Don, is, the coach, the Beamers, they were all associated with Virginia Tech. The dad played there. Shane played there. So now he's coaching against his dad's team and his former team. So the Hokies from Virginia Tech and the Gamecocks of South Carolina, it's a little family feud there, all in good nature, though.
That's
all
always
in good nature.
fun.
Yeah, because that's their alma mater.
Too. Family feuds are fun. So, what do you think the outcome of the game is going to be, and what do they need to do to make a win?
South Carolina, they have the edge. I think they're a more dynamic team offensively, and with Lenora Sellers, one of the better quarterbacks in the country. So, Don, if you just maintain possession and Lenore is able to find his receivers and he'll make plays as a dual threat quarterback as well, South Carolina should be fine. They should be on the W end of that score, have the winning edge that game. So it'll be something for the SEC to compete against the ACC, and that's what we call pendulum games, because it affects not only you as an individual member of the SEC, but it bodes well for your conference to beat another Power 4 conference, and Virginia Tech is in the Atlantic Coast Conference, so that's good for them.
And you got to interview the quarterback too. Any insight on his personality? And
Norris is a very low-key player, low-key personality, Donna, and he has command of the huddle, and I believe he's going to get better. When you watch somebody play, Donna, normally they're on the ascent the next year, unless they have a different coordinator. They're injured. They don't have the personnel to support them. So my projection is that the North will be just as good or better this year.
What I noticed about his personality, some people, they've got this confidence and they're kind of almost to the point of obnoxious about it. But he has a quiet confidence. And those are the surprisers. Those, to me, are the ones who are the most successful because you don't know what they're thinking.
No, that's right. Still waters run deep. So, but he's very highly thought of by opposing coaches and teams. And I know Shane Beamer, he wants to be just a little bit better this year. He wants to contend for that college football playoff 12-team berth. He wants to be one of those 12 teams.
Well, we're really excited because this Saturday brings a lot of games. And I know we've been talking a lot about, Alabama Crimson Tide and Florida State University. What do you think the outcome of that one's going to be?
Yeah, Alabama, if they can defend Thomas Castellanos, he's a dual threat quarterback, Don. He played at Central Florida originally, then Boston College a couple of years, now at Florida State. But the merger of Gus Malzahn, who was his head coach at Central Florida, coming to Florida State, Gus Malzahn, he likes to have a dual threat quarterback, and it makes it very difficult for the defense. So if Alabama's defense can contend with him and Ty Simpson, the name starter for Alabama at the quarterback position, get the ball to his receivers because he has an excellent group that with that unit. If he gets the ball to those receivers, and they're playing in Tallahassee, it's on the road, his very first start for the Crimson Tide. So it's a big test because Mike Norvell and company, they're trying to reestablish themselves. Done it 2 years ago. I mean, they were right in there to be in the college football playoff. They went undefeated, and there was a set of circumstances they didn't make the playoffs. But last year was horrific for them, Donovan. They just went. They couldn't win a game, and even struggled offensively, defensively. So this is huge for Florida State, and we know it's big for Alabama because anytime you're the head coach of Alabama, you're playing a football game. Like Gene Stallings used to say, if you don't think they're big, just lose one and find out. Yeah, they're all important. Yeah. So, but if Alabama, they'll be the favorite. If they maintain possession, I always, use that phrase because, Donna, we can't predict. If you give the ball away 4 times to the other team, I can't predict it. You can't predict it. And that changes the outcome. So if everything is equal, Alabama maintains possession, they should win that ball game. Is it going to be double digits? I don't know because it's on the road and it's the first time for Ty Simpson to start. Although he did play on the road a couple years ago at South Florida. He was inserted into the lineup and they won that game. They barely squeaked by the South Florida team down there in Tampa. But Alabama's the favorite, should win the game.
My son Brad reminds me of you a lot. I mean, this guy bleeds college football. So he did have a question for you. In his question, he said, next time you talk to AP, find out what his thoughts are on this. And this is, do you think referees actually have more power than people think they have when it comes to the outcome of a game?
The referees, Donna, they're reacting to the play on the field. Mm-hmm. It's like when you discuss the quarterback position, you say the coach selected this individual. Well, he's watching all the people compete. They're really determining the outcome. He's making the decision. So it's the same with the officials. He's watching the team compete and how they act. And if they do something that's illegal, they have to express a decision. So that's what I would say when it comes to power. Yes, they have a lot of power. If they see somebody holding, they're going to call it. If they see somebody with a pass interference, offense or defense, they're going to call it. So yes, they have a lot of power. But Donna, in a perfect world, they don't have to blow their whistle all day if nobody commits a penalty. They're just watching the game like you and I, except they're on the field.
Yeah, we're yelling and screaming at the TV set.
Right.
But one thing that gives them a little more power is they can see things the camera can't see because they got boots on the ground.
That's right. They're right up close, and they're trying to be in the proper position, which is critical for an official. They're trying to keep up with those wide receivers and tight ends and running backs moving on down the field at high speeds, so they can have the best angle to make the call, have the decision on that play.
Those guys can't win for losing because they're either the best thing that ever happened to a team or the worst thing that ever happened to a team. So
right,
no one can agree.
Right, and there is judgment in the calls. There is judgment in the calls. I mean, that is a power that they possess. They have to identify the potential infraction and then determine if there is an illegal action by the other team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Arkansas and Alabama A&M.
Right. Alabama A&M has a brand new coach, Sam Shade. He played at the University of Alabama, played in the pros. Sam was on that team that won the 1992 championship. He was the head coach of Miles last year. His team made the playoffs in that level, and he won the conference. So Sam's a good coach. They're starting out at A&M, Alabama A&M, but this is Arkansas's game, Donna. They have better talent. Taylor Green is the quarterback in the Bobby Petrino system. Bobby Petrino is the OC at Arkansas now. He was the former head coach. So Arkansas, they're looking to win this game big. It's a home opener for them, and they're trying to have a good start to their season. Sam Pittman, it's a hot seat up there at Arkansas. So yes, they need to win this game in style and double digits, and you want to see them not have any turnovers. I keep mentioning turnovers, but you want to see somebody being efficient on offense and fast and attacking the other team's offense on defense, good special teams, and you want to have what's known as a clean game. Yeah.
You got Florida State playing also on Saturday.
Yeah, Florida State and Alabama. Florida State and Alabama, like I said, Alabama's the favorite. They maintain possession of the football. They'll be fine.
Florida Gators.
Oh, Florida. Yeah, who's Florida? Who's Florida? Do you have that listing for Florida, Donna?
LIU.
Oh, Long Island University. Yeah. Ron Cooper is the coach
Long Island University.
Right, Long Island University. So making the big trip from New York. So their coach is Ron Cooper. Ron's been in college football many years, head coach, assistant. He was assistant at Alabama and other places. So, I mean, this is a Florida team. They're looking to have their quarterback, DJ Lagway. He's very talented, Donna, but he's injury prone. So this is the type of game that, as I described, the Arkansas-Alabama A&M game. You're trying to have a clean game, good special teams, maintain possession of the ball, the receivers catching the ball, the running backs and the offensive line in harmony, opening up big holes so they can have a lot of yardage. And you're trying to escape this game without any injuries and a big win for your team at home to get the fans excited for the next week, really.
Now that's going to be I think there could be a surprise out of that one. Maybe I'm overthinking. But Kentucky Wildcats in Toledo.
Yeah, Kentucky, Donna, who was Kentucky's opponent? You have that listed there?
Toledo.
Oh, Toledo. You know, Toledo's one of those teams, Donna. They have beaten an SEC team before, believe it or not. Yeah, they have beaten Arkansas, I think, one time. That's what I know of. And they've had a championship way back when Nick Saban was there for 1 year. They won the MAC conference with Toledo. But Kentucky, Calzada, the transfer from Texas A&M, you know, he beat Alabama a few years back, but that's the quarterback now. So Kentucky flourished with offensively. They need to be better offensively down at Kentucky this year. They have struggled. They've had a transfer quarterback for the last 4 to 5 years, let's say. So here's another transfer quarterback, played in the SEC, has had a big game beating Alabama down at College Station, Texas, and for Texas A&M. So Kentucky, you're looking for them to show some promise with that offense, that new staff, that part of the staff and the quarterback. So, but don't sleep on a team like Toledo. The MAC, they have good football players and good teams in that league.
Well, I've seen you have too. High-ranked teams think, well, there's just a little team. We'll party at a little bit later tonight before the game and lose it. So, I mean, you should never take any of it for granted. I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk before we go into a commercial break, a little bit extended, but let's go ahead and talk anyway. And this is Georgia Bulldogs and Marshall.
Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs, Donna, like I said last year, they won the conference really in spite of themselves. They dropped the most passes, their wide receivers, their rushing attack was in the 90 or below all year, but they still won the conference, made the playoffs. So look for improved point of attack rushing from Georgia. Much better receiver, Zachariah Branch. Watch out for him, the USC transfer, speedy wide receiver, special teams person. So watch out for Zachariah Branch. Gunnar Stockton is going to be the starter now. He came in, he was a reserve last year, but had to come on board when Carson Beck was injured, did some nice things. We're going to find out about him and the Georgia offense. Defensively, they're always sound. They're always sound defensively. Marshall, their coach, he was the running back coach one time at Alabama. But he was. So I think I'm not sure if he's still there. But anyway, Marshall, they've upset teams in the past. But I don't think that's going to happen against Georgia.
Well, just never take anything for granted. That's all we know to say. Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Happy show. We're already going.
Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at TwinCityUsedCars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring. But the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show, AP as we see it, AP Steadham as we see it. AP, what's going on with the show? I know you're just all over the place with that as well.
Yeah, we have an interesting guest, our retired Lieutenant General Rich Clark. He's the executive director of the college football playoffs. He sat down with us for a couple of segments. We're really excited. He had a lot of new information about the college football playoffs. I think people will learn quite a bit if they can listen to this interview, and we're going to have somebody discuss the Syracuse-Tennessee game. We're going to discuss that in a moment, but from the Syracuse perspective. So those are our two guests, and then I'm going to give some highlights about all these SEC teams playing opening weekend. But Donna, I just wanted to go back to that Marshall team. They beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame a couple of years ago. So I'm sure the Georgia coaches are bringing that up, that they beat Notre Dame at South Bend. So
they like to bring those things up, you know that.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you also about, okay, so we've got, I don't think we mentioned the Ole Miss Rebels and Georgia State.
Right. Yeah, we haven't discussed Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss has that quarterback. He's very smart, Donna. I think he might even graduated from Ole Miss at this point, or he's close to graduation, but he's very smart. A left-handed quarterback, new starter, Willie Sims, I believe his name is. Austin Simmons, I think his name is. Yeah, Austin Simmons, I think his name. But anyway, good young quarterback. But he's new. He's new to the system. He played last year, had a good drive against Georgia. But Ole Miss, offensively, they're normally very good with Lane Kiffin. That's his specialty. So, but Georgia State, once again, they upset Tennessee years ago. So don't sleep on anybody, Donna. Don't sleep on anybody. But Ole Miss, they're trying to get to the playoffs. They came up short last year. They were beaten by a Kentucky team who had only one win, and that was at Oxford. So Ole Miss cannot sleep on anybody.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Then you got South Carolina, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, South Carolina, Virginia Tech. We talked about that, but Lenore Sellers, everybody is really watching him because if he has a good season, probably South Carolina is going to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, South Carolina, of course, are making big waves, and so is Clemson University.
Yeah. Clemson plays LSU, Donna. That's another pendulum swinging game. The SEC with LSU, the ACC with Clemson. Clemson's the favorite in that conference. LSU, the Tigers. Clemson, the Tigers. LSU, Death Valley. Clemson, Death Valley. So it's a battle of the Death Valleys and the Tigers. And so Garrett Nussmeier leads the LSU Tigers. Outstanding quarterback, probably a Heisman Trophy candidate. Cade Klubnik, outstanding quarterback. Clemson, Heisman Trophy candidate. This game, Donna, could come down to the kicker, could come down to a turnover. I mean, it should be tight. It shouldn't be a runaway on either side. If it is, then somebody had a bad game, meaning, you dropped the ball, you threw some interceptions, and that's always, you have to give credit to the other team, of course. Maybe they hit you hard and you dropped the ball, or maybe you just fumbled the ball. But interceptions, that's something that they don't hand those out. You have to earn those interceptions and turnovers, that type of thing. Or maybe there's a punt return or kickoff return, some long touchdown runs, people miss tackles. But it should be a back and forth type of game.
Those are the ones I love the most.
Oh, yeah, competitive, yeah.
You don't have a clue who's going to win it. So who has the best kicker of the two?
I'm not sure about that. But, Donna, one thing I did want to mention in all these games we're discussing, you have to coach well. You have to make the right decisions because it's so competitive. The talent is fairly equal. So even in the kicking game, as you mentioned, who has the best kicker? I'm not positive at this point. And like I tell you, kickers all the time, it's that day, that moment. You could have the better kicker, but that day they missed the kick. It happens. I mean, I've seen it. But you have to make the right decisions. Say your kicker. Maybe it's at the end of the game and it's 4th and 1, and you have the option to try a 50-yard field goal. Are you going to go for it on 4th and 1 or try the 50-yard field goal? So you have to make the right decisions as a head coach and as a staff. It's very important nowadays. You're earning your money. I can tell you that right now, Donna. You are.
Well, both my granddads used to say, you know what, a kicker on a football team is very much like farming. It's going to depend on the wind that day.
That's right. Yeah, the weather could be a factor.
Pardon?
Yeah, could be a factor. Weather could be a factor.
You never know. You never know.
Yes.
Carolina Gamecocks, Virginia Tech.
Carolina
Gamecocks. Okay, what about Tennessee Volunteers and Syracuse?
Yeah, good ball game. That's all orange, right? Right, Donna? Tennessee orange and Syracuse orange. So Tennessee new quarterback Joey Aguilar, the transfer from Appalachian State. That's where he played for a couple years or so. He transferred and was at UCLA for about 5 minutes before they swapped quarterbacks. Nico Iamaleava transferred from Tennessee to UCLA. So new quarterback Joey Aguilar. That believe it or not, that might be an upgrade from the quarterback play last year if Joey Aguilar improves. He has a tendency to throw some interceptions, but he's capable. He's played some good football for Appalachian State. Syracuse down, they have a transfer starter as well. Steve Angeli, he was at Notre Dame. He wasn't the starter, but he's a good quarterback, and he earned the position. He beat out a transfer from LSU. So you have two transfer quarterbacks playing in the Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, and that game is on a Saturday, the 30th. And I'm going to have somebody there covering that game. So be lookout for some of the videos we provide after that game on our YouTube channel, or they're going to be tagged at AP as we see it. But that's another game. SEC, ACC, pendulum game is important not only for Tennessee, but for the SEC. It's important for Syracuse and also the ACC. But Fran Brown, it was the assistant at Georgia, done an excellent job, won 10 games at Syracuse last year. Of course, we know Josh Heupel, excellent coach. I don't know if his team's as good this year. Last year, they depended on the run. Dylan Sampson was a good runner, plus their defense. I'm not sure if their defense is as good or they have a running back with a similar type ability as the running back from last year. So, but a competitive game should go back and forth unless one team is stumbling and fumbling with the ball.
There you go. Could be another nail biter.
Yeah.
Texas Longhorns and Ohio State.
Oh my gosh, that's Donna. That's one of the bigger opening games that we've seen in a while, because Texas was in the playoffs, Ohio State was in the playoffs, won the national championship. They played each other in the Cotton Bowl in the playoffs. It was an excellent ball game. Ohio State took command at the end in winning the ball game, but Arch Manning, the new starting quarterback for Texas, Julian Sayin, the Alabama transfer, starting for the first time for Ohio State, two young quarterbacks with not a lot of experience, and I think Texas is the slight favorite, Donna, and we're going to find out that game. But when you're a slight favorite, the game can go either way, because they're similar type talent. Ohio State recruits nationally. Texas recruits not only in the state of Texas, which is 1,000 high schools are still playing football, but nationally as well. So this is the marquee game of the day, the Big Ten with Ohio State versus Texas of the SEC, another pendulum swinging game for both conferences. So yeah, that should be fantastic. And it's an early game, Don. I believe that's 11 o'clock Central, I believe.
Absolutely. Vanderbilt and CSU.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, they're looking to continue their winning ways with Diego Pavia and company. Eli Stowers. Yeah, see, Eli Stowers, the tight end, one of the best in the country. So that's a great combination for them. Clark Lee is the coach. He does not want to overlook anybody. And last year they lost, I think, to Georgia State. So I think they got that team's their schedule again. And I'm if they do the circle, but they do not want to overlook anybody. So they want to win this ball game. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then one more, Texas A&M and UTSA.
Right. That's Texas San Antonio. Yes. Texas A&M. Mike Elko did a very good job last year and returning to their winning ways in College Station. He's a defensive oriented coach, likes to run the football. He's playing a team within the state. So you know that they're the type of player, San Antonio, Texas team, UTSA, they had some players probably that wanted to attend and be recruited by A&M that were not. So they're highly motivated. So pay attention to your opponent. It's an opening game. Everybody should be healthy, but Texas A&M should win that game. And then, Don, I guess we have to discuss Auburn plays at Baylor on a Friday night. Auburn, right. Jackson Arnold, he's from Denton, Texas. So that's a good high school ball. So it's a big game for him. I'm sure he'll have many family members there in Waco, Texas. Baylor, good team. Dave Aranda, defensive-oriented coach. Hugh Freeze, offensive-oriented coach. Another Big 12 SEC game, pendulum swinging game of the Power 4 conferences. So Auburn's a slight favorite. That should tell you something. So Jackson Arnold can be successful. He has a good core of receivers. Get him the ball. Stay away from the turnovers. Play solid defense. Be good with your special teams, kicking game. Auburn, they need to win this game. It would be big for them to win on the road to start the season for Hugh Freeze. He's trying to get back to the winning ways. They've been down for a couple of years now.
Absolutely. Now, this is our fun time of the year. Okay, you and I are going to have a blast. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to have to call it a day. Your top 5, real quick. Top 5.
Yeah, Penn State's my top 5 team. Number 1, let's say Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, and let's pick. I want Clemson in there. Clemson I had pretty high, like 3 or 4, and Ohio State. So those 5 teams, but Penn State at number 1 at this point. Yeah.
Okie doke. All right. Thank you again, AP, for being with me. Hang around so I can get you set up for next week.
All right. Thank you, Don. Thank you so much
for watching. You're the reason we do all this. Continue sending email. AP loves them as much as you do. So Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. Thank you for watching. See you next time.